pineapple one, which I'm not a big fan of pineapple, but even the pineapple one was all right.
You like the pineapple one?
Yeah, pineapple.
It was all right. I don't know if I would go for it again, but I didn't hate it, so there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Brian's back!
Hey,
Take
everybody,
volume.
say hi to the cripple. And no cast. No cast.
Yeah, no cast. So, sorry, I'm checking volumes, guys, making sure everything's good and all that. So,
Hello,
we are
guys.
good.
We are
We're
Pints
good.
and Pistons.
We're perfect.
Most of us are here again.
Most of us are here.
And very soon,
We'll have the band.
With the band back together.
Oh, I can't fucking wait for that.
Yes.
I can't wait. Oh, man,
Yes.
I already cursed. I was trying to do better. Fuck it. Oh, well. I did one episode for Alan. Sorry, Alan.
so anyway, guys, tonight,
Brian, how's it been?
Had a little bit of upheaval and turmoil, but doing all right. Doing all
That's
right.
good.
I mean,
So,
like, not the normal upheaval and turmoil, but
yeah, like one of yes, kind of turmoil that happens once in a lifetime. So
Old School's Garage says, evening, guys, all the way from Homosassa. Hey,
Hey,
Old
guys,
School, how you
how's it
doing?
going?
And Will says, hello. Hey, Will.
Hey, Will.
So, what do we do again? It's been so long.
we
Well,
drink.
it has been long. It's been long for Brian, not us.
We talk
I know,
about
but, like,
Well, you always fuck.
we talk about cars and we drink beer.
Half the time, Dan forgets about talking about cars.
Yeah, we well, I
Last
have.
episode halfway through, he's
well,
like, "What are we doing?" I'm
I
like,
have,
I don't know,
uh,
Dan. You went on a tangent.
Well, I mean, I have talked about cars and I have imbibed a few beers, just not together.
Yeah, not together, not
So,
with
that's
us.
kind of
Because my house is an old house, and wheelchair Brian wasn't allowed in. Well, not
Yeah.
allowed
Whoa,
in. He
whoa,
couldn't
whoa.
make it
Do you
in.
hear that?
racist.
Agreed.
Hey,
Well, here's-
I drove you around.
Okay,
Bipeds.
he did.
I did.
He did.
I
He did.
chauffeured him around like Miss Daisy.
I
okay?
pulled a dad move and said, "Hey, come get the old man." To actually go do some shit with my wheelchair.
And everybody walk all.
But here's
And the son taking care
No,
of
I
his
had to
father
push
in
him
the
up a
wheelchair.
ramp too. I about let him go and let him roll backwards.
well, because he parked on gravel. The guy in
The
the
whole
wheelchair.
parking lot was gravel. What did you
No
expect me to do?
No excuse.
Drop you in the road next
No
time.
excuse. But the one thing they don't tell you about being in a wheelchair is that, well, the world smells different down there.
It does.
If you're in a crowd, it's all nuts and butts.
They know
Every
how I
last
feel.
bit.
Every last
And
bit.
this time of year,
Oh, it's horrible.
moist,
Yes.
nasty, swampy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for air conditioning in big buildings. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well,
The other thing they don't tell you is that if you have carpet inside your house, wheelchairs suck.
Yeah, they don't work. A lot more.
Yeah, a lot more
Get
resistance.
some more,
Well, not even
it's
that.
in your workout.
Not
Well,
even
it sucked
the
because-
lines.
Yeah,
He
well,
said
I don't give a crap about the lines.
One didn't work.
But like I said, so there was a lot of times when it was like, I'm like pushing with this arm and I'm using my foot as a rudder, a front-mounted rudder. Or then when it got to where my arm didn't hurt, I'm literally using this part of the cast to run on the tire to push with, and it's like,
God.
so I've got like, so
Trademark.
okay, so I have actually did have one of the techs at the orthopedics. She's like, "What have you been doing with that cast?" I'm like, "Moving."
Somebody ran me over.
It's like moving because there were definitely tire treads and marks on it. But it's like, so basically think of this arm as my normal leg and this arm as Mikey's leg. Wait for me, I got little legs.
Fuck you. Well,
But-
I mean, his one leg is like taller than half your body.
I know,
That's
I know.
true.
And his pivot points, and that's what happens when we're in crowds. He goes like that far ahead, and
Yeah, and Mike's like,
I gonna grab the
Mike's
first
little legs are just puttering away. But anyway, yeah, the cast came off today, and Doc's like, it's healing up. He's like, we could put a cast on, but it really wouldn't do you much good at this point. He's like, let's just leave it off, get you back to a regular life, and so here we are. So basically, just take care of it, be easy with it, go back in 4 to 5 weeks, and they're going to x-ray it again and see how it's doing and all that stuff.
So basically, go do jackass stunts.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, that works perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, like I said, man, I'm telling you what, man, the skin from having that thing in a cast for a while, that was a little bit roguey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, like I said, where, your thumb pops out of the cast here. Sometimes, every now and then, you move it just right. That feels a little bit gnarly. Your wrist being kind of locked up in one position for so long. Now it's like, if I bend my wrist just wrong, that feels a little bit gnarly. So, yeah.
That's the only arm injury I've done like that is I broke think it was, I can't remember. I think it was my left wrist though. I broke it like really bad, and I had like one of those kind of casts, and it went all the way up here. And yeah, that was
Yeah, but the other bitch part about it is those casts,
Glass.
those casts are rough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sitting here literally with, like sanding block and sandpaper, and I'm out in the garage, sanding the outside of this cast to knock the roughness off, and it actually felt pretty smooth, but even then, every time I'd put a shirt on or take a shirt off, I could hear it just ripping,
So, I grabbed
It's a
this.
twist tie.
Yeah, I grabbed this one because, Brian's, yours is going to be last because it's a 9, it's a heavy hitter. It's a 9 for 10er.
What, this is?
No, yours.
Let's say.
I didn't even look. I just saw it.
It is 9%.
I just saw this and I was like, I'm down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we've
No,
ever...
we've never had anything from this brewery. Genesee Specialty.
Is this the same one that does the cream ale?
Yes.
Oh,
I think we have had something from this brewery before.
Oh.
Not as brown as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they just tricked you with the brown bottle there. Like,
Not as brown as I thought it was going to be.
so there's no like description really or anything on this. This is the one I got, guys.
Yeah,
But-
I didn't see anything even on
Hey.
this thing.
The arm works for a pour, so
It
there's
does.
that.
Yeah, that is a major thing. So
That's the important thing.
it's a Genesee Specialty Honey Brown, Honey Brown Lager,
Rochester, New York. Genesee Brewing Company, Rochester, New York.
and we got a description here: beer brewed with honey.
Yeah?
Perfect.
With honey?
Beer brewed with honey. I could smell the
Honey
Yeah.
brown.
honey off it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, full on, like...
It just says honeybrownlager.com. Always drink responsibly.
We going in, Dan?
Making sure everything's good.
Everything... It
Yeah,
seems good.
making sure. All right.
Okay,
Oh,
you
no,
went quiet.
no, no, no.
Dan going squirrely, Dan going quiet. Kind of
Oh,
sucks.
Squirrely Dan going technical, Dan.
All
Thank
right,
you.
There we go. There we go. Good
Cheers.
to have you back, Brian.
Cheers.
So good to have you back, Brian.
Oh,
Anyway, we heard turbo
we
noise.
heard turbo noise in Seattle.
That's
Look.
pretty fucking good.
It is.
This is,
Crispy.
this is something you can. This is like a all-day day drinking. You could drink this all day.
Not the worst price too. $8 for the 6-pack.
That's not bad.
No,
Compared to what we usually pay for 6-packs, that's pretty.
that's really yummy.
That is.
I like
I
this.
like that a lot.
Okay, so I'm not getting a whole lot of honey, and it's not really brown. So
You get the honey on the,
I
on
mean,
the smell.
it says lager. It's more of like a lager than a brown lager. I was expecting it to be darker, but yeah, like I said, that was trickery with the bottles.
okay, so me being a Gen Xer, born in the early 70s, basically was a teenager through the 80s. So I really consider myself an 80s kid because of that, because that's when you have to form all of your opinions. So I grew up watching the Roadrunner and the Coyote.
Ooh. Oh. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good.
Can't believe something that big came out of such a small
I
package.
know.
So, child of the 80s, I grew up with, Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote and all that, and I was led to believe that coyotes are dumb and slow and roadrunners are smart and fast.
No, it's opposite.
Roadrunners are slow as fuck and they got a brain smaller than a pea. Coyotes can be fast when they need to be, and they're really fucking smart.
Who haven't you?
So it's basically my child.
Robert E. Saying evening, gents. Good
So-
evening, Robert.
Hey, Rob.
So my 80s childhood was a lie.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with this.
Yeah.
I still enjoy watching the Roadrunner outsmart the Coyote and the Coyote do stupid shit.
Oh, automatic.
That's all.
Oh, automatic.
I can't bitch about somebody driving an automatic. So anyway,
Sean.
so basically, that's kind of how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Even though it kind of lied to me, I'm still
really like
enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
enjoying the shit out of it.
I feel kind of like betrayed, but
I was gonna say next
it's
thing you're gonna tell me is
delicious.
Mr. T actually likes flying on planes.
He might.
It's good.
Well,
It's really
I
good.
I grew up with Red Dawn, and we're supposed to fear the Russian army. Well, we see how that turned out.
Yeah. Yeah. So we want to go into
Rob said, it was a good cartoon, Turbo Teen.
Turbo Teen.
I don't know if I ever saw that one.
Never heard
Okay, so Rob, that's my friend Rob, that I go to Spooky with and all
But
that.
teenagers don't
he-
transform into cars, so that's kind of.
He also
that's
ran Saturday morning cartoons on Facebook and that, and I helped him. Well, I didn't help him. I got to be a part of a reaction panel of watching horrible cartoons that he has wonderful knowledge of and reacting to them, and goddamn, some of them are absolutely horrible. So I can see that one being one of those absolutely horrible ones you showed me, Rob.
I know what Turbo Team is now.
Speaking of cartoons
Yes.
and cars,
Mhm.
I ran across something on Tubi the other day
Yeah.
that I'd read about somewhere else. There was a 6-part anime. I watched 3 episodes so far. It's called X Drivers.
Hex drivers?
X Drivers.
Hex drivers.
Apparently, in sometime in the future where cars are electric and automated, every now and then they go haywire, so they have these young people driving like rad classic sports cars to go intercept them. And so far the cars that I've seen has been a Lancia Stratos,
Oh.
a Caterham 7,
Oh.
a Lotus Europa,
Oh.
and a GC8 Impreza.
That
Wow.
sounds really cool.
That
It is-
almost has a full-on Red Barchetta type.
I wonder if
feel
that's
to it.
Almost, but like I said, it's not I mean, the cars are pretty good. It's not like Wangan Midnight or
Right.
Initial D as
Yeah,
far as the
there's-
accuracy
yeah.
of the cars or the way they're drawn,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
But still.
But so far, like I said, I've watched 3 episodes. You can find it on Tubi for free.
I wonder if I can find. I had that Crunchyroll thing, the anime app. I wonder if it's on that.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
But like I
Otherwise-
said,
otherwise Tubi's free.
like I said,
Tubi's
Tubi's
Oh, yeah,
completely free.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way,
Sounds cool.
I found out if you're using Firefox with uBlock Origin, you don't see the ads. Just saying.
Ooh, even better.
Just saying. But like I said, I saw a mention of that, and I went, well, what the hell? So I started looking it up and ended up watching 3 episodes of it. And I was like,
That's actually pretty cool.
I looked and I was like, huh, well, I'll be damned. So now I got to go watch the other 3 episodes.
Pretty
Just
cool. But now you say no with the Wagon Midnight. I really want to watch that again.
yeah,
I kind of,
I love
I'm waiting to
watching
see
that.
more on the MF Ghost. To see,
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see more on that.
yeah. That's supposed to be more of a follow up with
Initial D.
Initial D.
But see, the thing I love about those 2 animes is the detail that they fully went into, like,
Yeah, like-
on the cards and all
You
that.
can tell it
like,
was car guys who made
well,
it.
yeah, and it's one of those like it's.
Or it was somebody who really researched the subject
Yeah,
before
you
they
can
did it.
have, 2 different types of groups that can watch that. You can be a full-on car guy, watch that, and like, oh my god, I can't believe like they actually got all these details. The sounds, they did the sounds perfectly and stuff like that. Or you could just be like an anime fan and be like, oh, this seems pretty cool, and you can still go along with it because all the detail and that's there, but it's not like
The only gripe-
detail oriented shoved in your face to where
Right.
like it's
It's
you know,
it's just technical screed
Yeah.
and not entertaining.
but it's the stuff that's in the background. Like when they open up the hood and they just say, "Oh yeah, it's a SR20," but you just look at it, it's ITBs and it, like just
Mhm.
like every
They start
little
picking it, yeah.
every little fucking detail.
Well,
on
Or
it.
like when they do like the breakaways, the rotary when they
Oh
shift
yes,
them
and
and
it's
stuff.
going
And all,
through. Yes, like they
that
go
kind of
through
thing.
full details, but they're not like
Yeah.
shoving it in your face where it's just like a technical. If you
Well,
know
like,
what you're watching.
and in One Good Midnight, there is a series of episodes where the Devil Z is being rebuilt by the
Rebuilt.
guy that originally built it. And
Built
he's restructuring.
I haven't seen that.
He's
one.
basically rewelding all of the
You've
body
never
structure.
watched that one?
Dude,
Oh, you are missing something.
Dude.
You
so
are
there's
missing
a
something.
point where they find the guy who originally built the Devil Z, and they turn it over to him because the car's been crashed so many times because it's basically trying to kill the owner, who had the same name as the last owner, which it really did successfully kill. But anyway, so they take it back to this guy to have him sort of basically re-weld the shell, and it shows the car completely taken off to a bare S30 unitized shell.
Oh, that's cool.
I had an S30. Familiar with those cars. Like, I'm really familiar with those cars.
They did it.
Bang the fuck on. Absolutely nailed it.
You could see like where the floor pans, like where they came together with like the cross brace, like it was
The inner
accurate.
fender structure and subframe and firewall and all that stuff.
I have a thing, a subject I'd like to talk about.
Well, where
Oh.
are you going?
I'm gonna grab this. Oh, it's out here.
That's
Sorry,
why I was
I
like, where are you
distracted.
going?
I thought I had my lunchbox inside. I got going and thinking. So,
That's what happens when you think, man.
yeah, I shouldn't do it too much. Since it was recently, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Goodwood.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
What did you guys think about the McMurray Spearling?
Wow.
Yes.
I don't care.
All I can say is looking at that thing, it was. I really thought it was something out of an anime. Like that was fully like something Speed Racer or something like that.
Well, no,
where
but
it was,
like I said, when
It's
I
kind of small, you know.
and
when
it
I
was
saw-
smaller than I thought.
when I saw the side profile, I'm like, okay, this is pretty rad. And then I saw the front on profile. I'm like, holy shit, this is a center seat monoposto.
Yep.
And I was like, and then I started reading about that. It uses fans like the chaparrals
Yeah.
Yep.
and some of the weird shit that Lotus was doing back in the day.
And the weird thing to say though is hearing that thing.
Oh my god!
Scream by sounded like a jet airplane.
And that was
Because
the
electric,
fan
right?
sucking it. It's
Yeah.
electric. That was the fan sucking it to the ground because that was what you saw shooting out the back of it
Yeah,
was all the
it was
dirt from the
Yeah,
track.
and that was like the
Exactly.
crazy thing watching that. Like
As
it
soon
was.
as I watched the run, I had to go see. I was like, wait, the fuck is that? And I had to go look and I researched everything about it. I was so fascinated with
launch.
that car.
The launch.
violent.
My God.
That thing is absolutely violent. But the shot where it's later on in the run and you see the thing just ripping up past the wall.
You see how much it weighs?
No.
It's 1,670 pounds.
Oh damn. But when it like the stone wall, when it kind of makes the chicane around the stone wall,
And it
that
was
thing
going
just
so quick, like yeah.
And then-
like,
and then when
the car's like man, it was whoa, whoa, and, you're like,
and then
whoa.
when it comes to the next camera shot up the hill where you see it emerge from the trees and blast by, it's like, holy, this thing is fast.
Okay.
Well, and I also have to say, like, yes, for the fact that it broke the record, awesome. But that previous record was set in 1999,
Yeah.
either 98 or 99. Like, even though it was with a Formula One car and all that, but still, that record held that long, and
Yeah.
it took what is that? That's 23 years, right?
What year did you say it was?
99. Yes.
All right. Well,
23 years.
another fast run. What about Travis Pastrana's Subaru GL?
That thing was awesome.
Was that car
Dude,
not
all
one
of a sudden,
the most
my favorite
amazing
thing, all of a sudden,
engineered-
like, I love the rockiness of it, and that,
And
and then all of a sudden, slamming on the
active air
brakes, and you
flaps.
just, like,
The
and
flaps.
not even the back, it's on the full-on wide body of it, just,
It went-
and you're like, oh my god,
it
this is
went full
awesome!
Star Wars General Grievous.
Yeah.
It did.
Cool.
Yes.
And then it went to the
Oh my
inside,
God.
and the way the inside was done was like all modern. But if you looked at the race pack, it was like old school digital gauges, and all
Yeah.
that is absolutely amazing.
Well, you talk about Grievous. The one thing that I kind of thought of was, the hell was that movie? The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
At the end when the thing just sort of just like sprouts all their shit up, it spins and
Yeah. That's that
reminded me
car.
of that.
And it's like seeing a Subaru GL
do that.
that over-engineered like
It's
was
great.
amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
And then
that
what else
thing-
did you have run fast? The one gas Porsche,
Mhm.
the new.
Well, that electric off-road SUV-looking bubble thing and all that, it was red, I think the Red Bull one, and that, I think it's for the,
The van?
no.
No, dude, the van was badass. Though.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the
Ford's
new
little
van.
electric super van. That thing was rad.
It's so cool.
How about Mad Mike's rotary run up there,
Mm-hmm.
ripping that thing? It was
That
like,
S15 with the rotary swap in it.
oh yeah, the Liberty Walk one.
Oh, the bang, 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 bing, bong, bing, 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 bang, bong. Bye.
When I saw the Corvette, I was like, not Corvette noises. And then I saw it come around the front, like, not Corvette noises. And it came around with the other angle, and I said, rotary! Yes!
Yeah.
That was an excellent good one.
Anytime I hear about rotary Corvette, I laugh and Rob Dom.
Anytime I hear rotary, I laugh.
I really can't wait to see his C8 start to, because they got the car put back together and they've got it running and driving, and it looks right. Now I can't wait
Yeah.
to actually see them go through and see if they can actually pull off the multi-rotor in that thing and make everything work.
I can't wait. And you got Dave Mazzei is speculating this year he should have his, it's like the Mazzei prototype is what he's calling it. It's the 5-rotor. Hopefully that one's supposed to be up and running this year. First ever 5-rotor, and he had a custom like prototype, race car style body made. That's his own design and everything, and it's going to be mid-mounted.
Speaking of like, whatever happened to that 6-rotor RX-4 from New Zealand?
I think it's just still chilling down there, to be honest. I don't know.
Because I mean, like I said, I saw dyno runs of it, and I saw it at
All this different stuff.
I saw it at a car meet at a track, but it wasn't a race. It wasn't.
No, and it was kind of
It
just
was
like
a road,
going around
and
the
it was
track.
basically just doing exhibition driving. But I've never seen that thing make a pass. I've never.
I don't know what happened to it, to be honest. Because I actually have.
I know that it was
Australian
like-
YouTube channels that keep up with it that are in the car scene. haven't really seen much.
Yeah, like I said, I know that thing is making like,
I think and I think they even built another 6-rotor.
it was making like 900 at the wheel naturally aspirated, and it sounded friggin' insane, but it's been years since I've really seen anything on that car.
Mm-hmm.
So can we also, before we go on to anything else, say a wonderful thank you to the...
Oh my god.
How many hours was it? You started at 10 o'clock this morning?
Mama fed us good tonight.
That's right.
It's a once-a-year thing. And
Those
And,
Shepherd's
and
pies.
by about 1 o'clock, I remembered why it was a once a year thing because I had been going since 10.
so she has
Worth
this, she has this
Just worth
recipe
it.
that we ended up finding. So we all love shepherd's pie, and like we're talking about actual shepherd's pie, not cattleman's pie. Like we love cattleman's pie too, but shepherd's pie with actual lamb in that.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that Sabrina does is it's called shepherd's pie balls. So basically, you do a shepherd's pie, but you take the mashed potatoes and you put it into a bowl, line it with the plastic. You put all the stuff in the middle.
Mine it was saran wrap.
Yeah. Form it over into a ball, let that sit for a couple hours in the fridge, then you coat it in flour, deep fry it, put it into a baking pan, and you bake it
With cheese on top.
with cheese on top.
And oh my lantern.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a deep fried, cheese covered mashed potato ball with lamb and all the goodness inside.
Yes, and it's
So
amazing.
good. It is so good. Very
It's like a
time-consuming.
it's like
Well,
a shepherd.
thanks, guys.
It's like a shepherd's pie turned inside out,
It is.
Yeah.
It's upside down shepherd's pie.
and it's amazing.
deep fried.
Deep fried.
Everything's better deep fried.
No,
You're not
it's not
wrong.
like you do like deep fried for like 10 minutes and all that. It's just a quick light
Just brown the
golden
edges.
deep fried, then you put it off in the oven for the rest of the time, but it makes it crunchy on the outside. Oh,
Yes.
but
So
it is
good.
a pain in the ass, which is why I sat there and did nothing. And she did it. I ran to the
She-
store and got cheese.
She told me about she was planning to do this last week, and so then when they were teasing Dan, are like, didn't tell him what it was. I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying shit.
Because it's one of
It
Dan's
was
favorites.
Big Fry. Yes.
He absolutely loves it, so it was one of those we're like, oh yeah, we're not telling Dan.
Do you want to dive in now? And hope the computer doesn't explode in slideshow?
Yeah. So, I saw a video of the Calsonic R32 Skyline, the OG Godzilla car, making a run up the driveway at Goodwood. And that sparked off a question. Well, you know, my two-legged Brian friend, the two-legged version of me, popped the question. He's like, hey, what would be your ultimate car to take up that road? I was like, wow. I mean,
Can we also, before we dive into that, just bask in the gloriousness of a second-gen, single-cab, short-bed, dually
diesel.
diesel Ram,
Okay,
That was glorious.
I'm down.
which sounded like it also had a 5-speed. Like,
Yeah,
that's a unicorn right there.
it is.
Sorry, I saw that go by and
Speaking of single cab small trucks, so we're getting a new Ranger next year. Whole world's getting a new Ranger next year. South Africa and Thailand are getting a two-door standard cab long bed work truck.
we are not.
We are not, because there's literally hundreds of people on the internet who comment they would buy such a truck, and maybe a dozen people who actually would.
The Ford said no!
Pretty much. Pretty much. So anyway.
Into our
So that's kind of sparked off a question for us. What is your, like, bucket list car event to go to? And I kind of think I know what the answer is from all three of us. And what is your bucket list cars to take there? One race car and one road car, street car.
You start because your picture's up.
Obviously, Goodwood. Because that's like the mecca.
see.
You know, I
can
mean,
see
that's-
what you picked. Is this your race car for?
That is my race car. The Mazda 787B. Now, it's hard for me to top OG Godzilla because, well, it's OG Godzilla. But if you're going to think about, you know, like the ultimate Japanese race car, it was the first Japanese car to win outright victory at Le Mans, naturally aspirated, makes an ungodly sound that is scary and beautiful at the same time. And, I mean, look at that paint job.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Look at that paint job. And they actually did get that car back and running at Le Mans a few years ago, which was pretty cool to watch.
And it sounded
What's
wonderful.
the name of
Yeah.
that thing? Idle.
Yeah.
It's the noise.
I mean, and just the things that they did to make that thing so it would make torque and make horsepower at different levels. Variable intake runners. That's freaking rad. But yeah, that would be it. 787B. just because.
And a road car.
My ultimate road car, McLaren F1. I mean, because really, like I said, as, kind of being a Gen Xer and being kind of an 80s kid, really, when all the supercars were doing, you had the Countach, you had the F40, and you had all these cars coming out, Gordon Murray dropped that thing on the world, and just, it's mind-blowing for what it is. And even today, that car is still mind-blowing.
Absolutely amazing. The fact that the center seat, you still have the side seats off to the side. So everybody's like, oh, well, it's not practical. Technically, you can bring 2 friends along.
I was going to say,
exactly.
You and 2 of your fucking buddies is what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not about being practical. It's
and like I said, and like I said, that's at a time when Ferraris were still, tubular space frames with sheet metal and fiberglass on them. That thing's a carbon tub.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those carbon tubs, and when they came out, people were like, oh, in 15 or 20 years, those carbon tubs will be falling apart and cracking and everything else. McLaren still services those cars, engine out services, and on all the cars they've done. Even Rowan Atkinson's car, Mr. Bean, has been wrecked. He's wrecked his a couple of times. The tub on his car and the tub on Leno's car.
My
all holding up
favorite thing
fine.
with those, well, one, the engine is amazing. Best, amazing sound.
That BMW engine.
Now, but also when they go to service it, like anything with the computer, they literally have they have to get the guy from BMW, I think it's from BMW, that comes out.
No, it's from Woking. It is McLaren.
It is McLaren.
But
it's in a briefcase, and it's the old school.
It's like an old school, like, shitbox compact computer. And it's the only one in the world that will interface with that car.
So they literally keep it under lock and key and all that, and bring it out when they have to hook it up to it. But they can't hook any modern computer up to it unless they replace the computers.
Yeah, when McLaren does a service on an F1, the guy with all of his tools flies to you.
Yeah.
Or wherever you have the car, and that's where he does the engine out service and does the whole 9 yards.
Unlike Ferrari, where they're like, you can't even take your car from us. You have to tell us when you want your car. We'll be like, yeah, you can have it next Thursday at that point. Well, I want to go Friday. Nope, Thursday. Meet us at the track. We'll unload it for you. You get to do 4 laps, and then, put the car back. I can't even
It's
keep
like
it.
having a timeshare.
Yeah, it's like, I just paid, $3 million for this car. Yeah, I can't have it at my house. What? What?
It's a ripoff.
Have it at your house. See, it says.
Yeah. We're suing you.
Yep.
So yeah, now I did think about, every now and then when we have these questions where we have them up with something, I usually come up with a slightly twisted answer on this, and my actual slightly twisted answer on this was going to be the Ferrari F40. For both. Because it's a race car with number plates.
It is. It totally is.
All right, Mike, you ready?
I'm ready for mine. Let's see what one pops up first, though. Okay.
What's your event?
My event?
Judging by the background, I think I know where you're going.
Bonneville. I have always, that is, I have a couple other events, but it's one of those, hey, you have a month to live, Bonneville. Send me to Bonneville right now. I want to go, and my streetcar that I'm going to drive there is going to be a 32 Ford with a flathead. And it's going to have Offenhauser heads and intake, and hopefully I can find an old-ass supercharger to put onto that thing, too. And I am going to have the time of my life, even though my back might hurt, hot, cold, I don't care. I'm going to do flathead things on Bonneville. Come on. That is, while trying to go as much of Route 66 as I can.
Yeah.
That is just, the American dream right there. There's other events I want to go to, but no, that, and, it needs to be, whether it's a coupe, whether it's a 5-window coupe, a
Lakes Roadster.
It doesn't matter. High boy, low boy, it doesn't matter. I just want to be in one that still has a flathead in it, and just go. Just go. Brakes, no brakes, I don't care.
You want a Chevy 350 swap? What?
No, at this point, if it's going to be something swapped, it's going to be a Y block swap one or something like that. Just something off and crazy. And then my race car is, I want to do a belly tanker.
With a flathead.
Belly tanker with a flathead.
That's a really good choice, actually.
Seriously.
That's a really good choice.
It's one of those, I want to take my 32 Ford down the lake bed, and then after that, get into my belly tanker and probably die. But I'll be dying in a belly tanker. I'm dying in literally a gas tank. I'll be Brian. Well, you didn't die. But still, I can be Brian. I killed Dan. I mean, come on, don't leave me hanging on that one. That was good. I mean, come on. We
Alright.
like Brian.
So I was a bad girl, and I didn't get any pictures. So
Use your imagination or Google it yourself.
pretty much,
What do you got?
I'm gonna start with my road car.
What's your event?
Bathurst, and it's
Sierra Cosworth.
no, it's silly. An RX-7 Bathurst on Bathurst.
Oh, true.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Those are the ones with those weird lights in the front bumper, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kangaroo lights.
The last production one, 2002.
Yep.
And then my race car is Calisonic Godzilla
Oh, yeah.
on Bathurst. Like
Yeah.
Bathurst is one of my all-time favorite tracks.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That is.
I want to go to an event there before I die.
That is my favorite track.
And like I just like was thinking, you know, I've always like the Bathurst. All right, that's how that RX-7 came to be and everything. And like to drive that car like just flat out on that track as hard as I would want to.
Now, see, if I was there with you, you would have Godzilla. I would be in a Sierra Cosworth,
And you would lose.
but it would be a battle like that because, yeah.
And that's how that track is too.
Cause
I think
wanna
at
be
that
like
point,
Dick
I would have,
Johnson.
since you would be taking the Calzonic car, I would have to break out the HKS Super Oil car.
Oh, what a battle
Oh.
that would be!
Oh, man.
Yeah, I would have to break out the HKS Super Oil car
If
and
this was old Forza, we could do that.
Yo, oh, hey,
Like,
hey,
just
imagine
saying.
taking one of the British touring cars, the Volvo wagon.
oh my god,
We'd crash.
850 Estate free for all would be freaking rad.
That would be beautiful.
That would be rad.
That would be beautiful.
That would be rad.
Or even just having, having the Calsonic Godzilla, Sierra Cosworth, doing the 850 Estate wagon, and then grabbing one of the DTM cars. Having a DTM car there.
Those
And
things, yeah, those things were
like
wild.
either the Mercedes or even the DTM Mustangs.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, those were, ooh, God, ooh,
Mhm.
But,
So I mean, okay, so like some of your runner-up race car picks, because I mean, trying to pick like
also, hold
one,
on, we need another beer.
like trying to pick one race car was kind of
Oh,
hard.
it was hard. It
So I
was
mean,
hard.
so like another one of mine was the S2 Sport Quattro in Group B spec.
Ooh, yep. Okay.
Because seeing one of those things just rip
Rip
up,
down a road
just
course?
rip up the driveway at
Oh, my God.
Lord March's estate there. It's all the same property as Silverstone and everything else, and that's where they're running all the vintage races there at the same weekend. And that's why I chose the Festival of Speed, because it's not only the hill climb up the driveway, plus the car show, plus the manufacturers bringing out all the crazy shit. Cars from all over the world are shipped specifically there to this event. All of the vintage racing that happens in Silverstone. Not to mention just the shit that shows up in the parking
Yeah.
lot. I mean, you could just troll around the parking lot and be at one of the best car shows ever.
Old school says I'm going with a Mountain Motor Pro Stock for Racing Ultimate Street Car 51 Merc. Right on.
Not a bad choice, either of those.
I go like a Mercury Caliente.
Nah, I'm kind
I'm
of thinking he's more along the lines of the Hirohata Merc.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that's Caliente's a little newer, but I know it's King Kong. Oh, what about? Oh, yep, it's gone.
The 959 to car rally car.
Hold on, one thing I'm realizing. Mike's facing right at Brian. All you can hear is Brian. You can't hear you, Dan.
Oh, we can hear you.
There you go.
That was turned down from what it was.
There we go. Hold on. Oh, sorry guys. Let's try that. There we go. Anyway, so this one's Brian's.
I just happened to see this at Publix, and it was something. Publix actually got something new, so I'm like, mine.
This is Cosmic. It's right up my alley.
So this is Cigar City Brewing out of Tampa. This is their Cosmic Crown Belgian style strong golden ale.
Check out the skull dude with the crown.
Yeah.
It's also 9%. It is 9%.
Brewed with Galaxy hops and Belgian
You
yeast.
say Galaxy hops? What the? They going outer space?
I have no idea what this is going to be.
What's going on?
Instead of searching for gold hidden among our galaxy, we brought Galaxy hops to this strong Can't read from the conversation. Golden hued Belgian style ale to add notes of passion fruit and peach. Yeah, to the profile, making this beer out of this world and fit for a king.
Nice. Old School's also said, although a Bentley Continental GT Auto Sports would be awesome too. Oh!
So Mike,
do you follow Old School Garage on TikTok?
Yes, I do.
I've seen some of it, guys, you do awesome.
Yeah, seriously. Some really cool fucking
So
stuff.
Mike, what was some of your runner-up race cars? Because for me, the runner-up, obviously, besides Godzilla, was the S2 Sport Quattro from Group B in Carmack spec,
Yes. So, I had
or the 959 in Dakar Rally spec.
a...
Yeah.
Ooh, GT Cup NSXT.
See, I had a couple, but just thinking about where the event was, I would really like to do, and it's weird, one of those semi-truck racers from overseas.
Oh God.
Oh, those
yes.
things are insane.
I have always those
things are
yes.
insane.
Yes.
Imagine that going down Bonneville.
I think they have a truck class at Bonneville.
Imagine that going down Bonneville.
Imagine taking that on something just ignorant, silly, like Sakuba.
I would totally
No,
do that with the Cuba.
Dan, you're not thinking big enough. If you're gonna have a race car that big and that tall, you need a track that is also that big and that tall.
We're bringing it to Green Hill.
No,
Ah.
we're going to Australia.
Woo!
Yeah.
Imagine taking one of those big ass MAN or Volvo race trucks around Bathurst.
No, going up Skyline. I don't think it'll fit through there.
I'm gonna see the barreling because you got the.
Seriously, could you imagine one of those trucks trying to negotiate from Skyline down to Forest Elbow?
Yes, it's called into the barrier.
He's trying to negotiate.
Notice I didn't say race down through there. I just said negotiate down there.
It'll be like SpongeBob and Patrick in the Flying Dutchman's ship going, you're good.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
You're good. All right, right there, Patrick. No. Because Dan knows exactly what I'm talking about. That would be that. That's like trying to take that down a toge.
All right, we gotta do this thing.
Oh, it smells good.
It does. I already sniffed it. It smells good.
What'd you say this was? 9.6?
9.
Oh, that's dangerous. I don't get peach or passion fruit. I get coriander,
Lots of it.
and I think they use the coriander to match the alcohol.
Because I don't get that.
Because I'm not getting like an alcohol bite. Oh, okay. I got the peach. I got the peach that time. This might be a not warm, but room temperature kind of deal.
Might be. As this one warms up, it might actually get better.
I like the aromatics of the peach, but not like a big flavor of it. Really coriander though.
I'm trying to find a peach.
This is always fun.
It is. I love doing it the page, the beer face.
Tastes good. Smells like ass.
Well, no, hey, it's one of those like last episode that 7.2% IPA that Dan brought out was like, we're looking at each other like, this is a high octane IPA. This is gonna be horrible. It smelled
Didn't
and
taste
tasted
like an
just
IPA.
like mandarin oranges. There was
Yep.
no. Sabrina's been drinking the rest of them. She
The
absolutely.
Tropicana?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She
they're good.
absolutely loves
Except for
those.
except for
Old
one.
School says they're badass in Australia as long as it does crazy burnouts. Yeah, summer knots. That would
Summer
be a
knots,
fun thing
yeah.
to go to.
That would definitely be a thing. But
It's
you'd
like-
have to go to the whole event, not just the burnout part of it. You'd have to go through the street cruise and the whole 9 yards.
I'm trying to think of the name of the freaking RX-7 I'm thinking about, and it's not there. It was a 3-rotor wide body. They raced it. I think they even race it at Cirque du Soleil one, like Lamont.
That reminds me. So Florida's revamped their noise ordinance law.
I'm calling the cops. So it's 25 feet away.
Maybe this will finally have some effect on these jackass idiots with their squatted fucking trucks that use PA loudspeakers in their beds playing stupid music.
See, but
Two legs got one working for him now. Oh.
Hey, the thing is this. Okay,
Look at it, it's fucking gorgeous.
Anyway, if as long as every 30 seconds in their music, all of a sudden it stops and goes, vote for whoever, they're fine. Because in
Political
the law,
speech.
it says, no, in the law, it says that it can be used for otherwise vehicles that are equipped with loudspeakers and all that for political or other things.
Businesses, basically ice cream trucks.
Yeah. So, if you every once in a while just do vote for this county commissioner or something like that, you're technically perfectly legal. I'm running an ad campaign for this. No, seriously,
Hold
it's
on.
in the thing.
Hold on. Once again, this is where old age and treachery trumps youth and enthusiasm. These are people that are driving squatted trucks and using PA loudspeakers in the back of their truck to play their music. They're not that fucking smart.
Exhaust.
They're not that fucking smart.
All we know is the Blues Brothers wouldn't get a ticket. Since they are doing
Well,
they're on a mission from God. So.
they wouldn't get pulled over because they're on a mission from God. That's why. They have to get the Cook County Assessor's Office right now.
Exactly.
Did you see the thing about the special event zones?
No.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah. Because
they're gonna be implementing that.
because they've already done it.
Yep.
Because of all those assholes at the truck week that basically pissed off everybody in the area where they go to. They had to shit where they eat, and now they can't do anything.
So, Mike, if you are within a special event zone, which will be a marked area, and you commit any, and I mean any, traffic infraction,
Instantly fail.
impound.
Yep.
Impound. Immediate impound of your vehicle. Any traffic infraction. And the thing that it brought up was it includes this law.
Yep.
So if you were driving, because it's not a moving violation, but it's a traffic violation, if you're within a special event zone, your music's too loud, your vehicle can get impounded.
Yep.
If your tires stick out too far, if your exhaust is too loud, if your lift is too high,
Yep.
if your lights are all weird. And it was basically because of the people. It was basically because of those assholes during Truck Week
And Daytona.
Yeah,
in Daytona that were destroying the place
Yep.
and driving like assholes and
Swatted EPA system motherfucking douchebags.
and
Sorry.
pissing off all the locals and pissing off the people that live there and people pissing off the normal tourists that are going there. Well, there you go. You had to go and shit where you eat, and this is the shit that happens.
I was trying to find, like, I couldn't find the fine details that I was trying to, but I asked a police officer about motorcycles because I was genuinely curious. It's an open radio.
Yep.
Like, and I'm not dogging on anybody on motorcycles. I don't care how loud your freaking radio is, but like, it's literally it's like carrying a boombox down the road. And he looked at me kind of puzzled, and he said, "I'll have to check the statute. I'm not sure, to be honest." And I was like, that's kind of what I figured I was going to get an answer of. Like, yeah,
because that's the thing. Like I said, a lot of those baggers and cruisers like that, they have just two speakers right there on the fairing,
and it falls under probable cause too. It's not like they're not going to come out and measure 25 feet and everything.
Well,
if they say they hear it that's 25 feet away, then they are justified to give you the infraction.
It's also like people were saying. So is it going to be like? Does each cop have a device that measures like a
no?
So this is
it's like strictly hearsay. It's
hearsay.
hearsay.
This cop could be like, "Hey, I heard it at 25 feet away.
Yes.
Did you really, or do you have proof?" No, but I said so.
And that's probably where, because this law is written so vaguely written, somebody will employ someone like the ticket clinic or the ticket doctor or one of those, and they will defeat this, and
easily
you will see the law. You will see things tightened up. And it was just like the first ban on the squatted trucks. The first state that did it, really wide open to interpretation, and the next state that did it really tightened up things to be a lot more specific to that, and also take out some of the areas where they could say, basically get it tossed out, stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, as far as what they did for the special event zones for, like I said, the assholes doing all their stupid shit at Truck Week, as much as I loathe hearing about new laws and regulations and all that sort of thing,
F those guys.
yeah.
Seriously.
About the only group that irritates me more than guys like that are the dirt bike and ATV riders that
And I was gonna say, I noticed there was a little clause there, and it specifically mentioned social media platform.
yeah.
And that, I think that has to do with them stupid friggin' street takeovers that people do.
And also events like Truck Week, because
Right.
that's not like an official thing. And basically they were saying their gripe
It's kind of like the H2O shit up in Jersey.
up in
Atlantic City or something like that.
it's not Atlantic City. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
Up there.
Up in that way. But no, it was because, the organizers of the Truck Week who are organizing all this shit, they don't live there. They live elsewhere, but they're using social media to get everybody to go there and cause all the bullshit
And it
that
also
they
said
do.
too that the event has to contain more than 50 people as well to apply for a special zone permit.
Yeah.
So for kicks and giggles, we should have Wayne apply for a special zones permit and have one set it up for wrench monkeys. Then we do every violation within his special zone.
Isn't that what happens there anyway?
I know. Yeah.
I think at that point, people are even more of a headache than anything.
Probably.
Trying to do that. But is Old School still watching? Because if so,
I'm pretty sure he is.
If you are, I want you to tell us about your card at your building, because me and Dan follow you on TikTok. I don't know if anybody else does. If anybody who's watching,
This is the most exposure to social media that I have.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because
So-
I'm old.
But it's, let me make sure I get.
And unlike you young whippersnappers that grew up with your phones, taking photos of everything and posting all over the internet like evidence that never goes away.
Yeah.
It's like herpes. That shit's with you forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
We grew up looking at cameras and anything like that. Fuck you, get that out of here. You fucking narc.
So if anybody
'Cause that shit
wants
was
to,
evidence.
that's on TikTok. Old School Garage is OL School with SKOOLS Garage. So
I
look them up.
From
Look-
Homosassa?
Yeah, from
Homosassa?
Homosassa.
Spelling checks out.
Building a fucking gasser.
sweet gasser.
Building a gasser.
Like a proper gasser.
Yes.
Hey.
Like
proper-
like leaf spring, straight axle, nose in the air, proper gasser.
Also, how far have you recently ventured into Ocala? Like, have you gone by like the Mazda dealership? Have you seen it by chance?
No.
They rebuilt the whole place. It's beautiful. And out front, it's lined with classic Mazdas.
Really?
They have a loose. They have
Is it-
three
is it white?
RX-7s.
Is loose white?
No, this is like a
Because like 3 months ago,
no,
there
it's a green one. It's like a 70s loose.
Because like 3 months ago, there was a mid 80s loose at Cards and Coffee.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I-
Chad.
Yeah.
It's Chad. No, this one's like a 70s, like a fastback loose. They have three RX-7s and they have a Repu out front.
No shit.
And I was just like,
Are they for sale?
yeah, yeah. I asked for the price on the convertible FC because I was curious.
More than you can afford, pal.
It wasn't in that good a shape either.
Yeah.
And like when I was getting something for my car while I was there, and I was at the counter, and I said, "Hey man, I'm just curious about the cars out front." He goes, "Oh, they're asking way too." I'm like, "That's not what I want to know." When they came in the shop for the used vehicle inspections, anybody like jump at it? And he's like, "None of these guys even know anything about rotaries." And I was like, "That's what I wanted to know." All right. So, yeah. But the dealership is gorgeous, and it's so cool that they have all the old cars like right out front.
That's awesome. Prime, that's his stuff. So that's his gasser that he's building, all that. And so the last one.
64 Falcon gasser, 390 FE big block, 4-speed transmission, 9-inch rear end. Front axle is from a 1950 Chevy 3/4 ton pickup, and he's using the Speedway's disc brake conversion in the front. That's
Nice.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And that
I
thing,
found that.
I can't wait to see it all done. It's going to be so badass.
Yeah. So one of these days, we gotta get him on the show since he's local to us. And,
Oh, might have to take a field trip out
yeah,
there
either
even
we
too.
need to do a field trip or he needs to come on the show, something. But we need to see this wonderful masterpiece in progress, because this is right up our damn alley.
Mhm.
This is cool. All right, I'm digging this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm digging this.
Exactly. So, hit us up. I mean, I know
Definitely.
I know you follow us on
He said no.
TikTok.
He said thank you and no doubt.
Oh, no problem. You
Right
follow us on TikTok and all that. So just hit us up with possibly any time that would be good for us and good for you, and we'll see if we can make something work. Because that would be fucking awesome.
Oh, last little car spot thing.
Oh, I have
Oh yeah,
a couple
car spotting.
spots.
Yeah,
we,
so-
we got to do them. We got to do them.
I had another car spot today,
I'm gonna do my.
and I had an encounter.
I'm gonna do my little quick one here. I saw a guy around here plenty of times who had a 996 Carrera Turbo, and
Gold one,
black.
black.
And I
Yeah, I've seen the gold car running around.
Yeah.
I saw him one day and he was going to leave Publix and he started it and I was like, oh. And I stopped him and it had bigger Garrett turbos on it, all this stuff. I haven't seen him in a long time. Saw him again recently at Walmart. He now has a 997 yellow GT2 with a turbo on it.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
Manual or PDK?
manual.
Oh damn!
690 to the wheels.
Holy shit!
Cammed, everything. Oh, I recognize him. He's a bald Hispanic guy, and I just recognize him. And I was like, "Hey, do you used to have the black 996 turbo?" He's like, "Yeah." And I had to talk to him, dude. Oh, that thing sounded super spicy needle, super spicy.
Nice.
Yes.
So I got a couple. There's been a beautiful white FC patch going by my work. That sounds amazing.
What?
It's not a Turbo 2, it's an NA card, but it's been going by on 486 right past, and it's usually when I'm going out there to lock the gate. NA.
I see the white FB a lot of the times, but that's that LS swapped one. I see that all the time.
But then there's also a convertible white FC with black top that is 100% stock with probably a 70-something-year-old guy driving it.
Yes.
So it's as much of a unicorn as the red Turbo 2 that I used to see around here.
Yes.
What happened to I haven't
I
seen him in a
still-
while.
I've seen him a couple months ago. I saw him. And
Yeah, like I said,
turnedowns on back.
Yeah, because it's been forever
Yeah.
since I've seen that car.
Then the other day, there was a early 70s Rolls Royce right-hand drive.
What color was it?
Gray,
Was it?
Okay.
that went by as I was locking the gate, and that's when I texted you. And then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, like, oh, I just saw another one. Left-hand drive. one.
Okay, so you know on 41 where Independence comes out on 41.
Was it the yellowish convertible?
Yeah, the yellowish
Okay,
convertible back there. Yeah, that's a
that
left
place
hand.
with the pink elephant.
Yeah, that's
I did
that's
see a dark red one the other day.
yeah, that's a left-hand drive.
But
I
I was
think I've
like,
seen the red
oh.
one before too. But that's
Then
a convertible
about-
left-hand drive.
Right after the last episode, coming home from work, I was just about passing in front of the Ford dealership, going towards like Walmart and that was a GT3 with scaffolding all on the back of it.
Oh, picnic tables.
Gray with red scaffolding in the back of it.
Picnic tables.
As soon as I saw it, all I thought about was Carson like, "There's fucking scaffolding in the back."
Scaffolding? What are you doing?
So
But
yeah,
that
so
was beautiful. But besides that, there. Remember how I told you about that guy that has that Suburban with like the big block in it with no windows, but
Yeah.
it's painted up like a race car? He also has a third-gen Camaro painted up the same exact way, and he's been driving it fucking back and forth here too. So
Hello,
you have,
Chris Williams.
oh
Hey Chris, you should actually be on the fucking show.
Anyway,
anyway, carry on.
We
What-
love you,
what-
but
So, what all interesting have you seen in the past, say, week or so?
I mean, really, that I saw a newer Audi R8, and I haven't seen one of the newer generation ones. I really, really, really liked it.
8 or 10.
Huh?
The 8 or 10.
It's a new one, so I don't know what those come with. It's one of like the latest ones. Because I think the like first gens came with the V10, and they switched. to the
Well,
V8.
you could get they came with both. They
With
came with
both.
a V8 or a V10.
Other than that, I've seen like a couple like cool old trucks and stuff around. I saw a dude pimped out like just. I don't know if I don't think it was like a hydraulic car, but it was a Corvair freaking Spider turbo on wire wheels slammed on its nuts, and he was doing like 10 under the speed limit going down 19. That was pretty cool.
Knocking the road reflectors off.
I saw a White Speed 3 a stock one like mine. But other than that, I haven't really seen anything too crazy lately. Just yeah, no.
Yeah,
really,
like I said,
honestly really haven't. No.
aside from what I saw, at the last Cars and Coffee, hasn't been a lot of interesting stuff up until yesterday when I was in Ocala. I ended up running across a mid-'80s Datsun/Nissan King Cab pickup truck,
Oh,
white with blue striped square headlights, the whole 9 yards. It looked amazing.
Beautiful.
And then as I got further up into Ocala, I looked up and saw a little roadster, and the thing sprinted away from the light pretty quick, and I was like, what do we got here? As I'm rolling up on the back end of it, I'm like, oh, wow, we got a Bristol or an Ace. And then I got up and I was like, fuck, no, that's a Sunbeam Tiger.
Oh, wow.
White
Good
Sunbeam
spot.
and white Sunbeam Tiger, and the old guy driving it, he was getting it, man. He was
Hell
ripping up
yeah.
through there.
make that 260
I haven't seen a Sunbeam Tiger in a long time. That's
Yeah,
pretty
he
cool.
was ripping
Good
through
spot.
there. I spotted a white, like new GT500, and just before I saw the GT500 sitting right next to me in traffic was an IS300 Sport Wagon.
There's a silver one I see around here all
This one was silver.
the time.
This one was silver, and it was heading back this way, so it might be the same car.
Last time I saw an IS300 Sport Wagon, it was blue, and it was at WTI parked next to the ATM.
I did see a Regal X Turbo the other
Okay.
day. One of the wagons. I love those
I
Regals.
love the. Oh my. Okay, so
And then
that is one of those new. Like, it's one of those. If I could get a new car, like a new car, I would seriously.
It's the only modern station wagon,
I would-
in my
I know.
opinion.
I would
It's
and
say-
the only one.
and it's actually a decent looking car.
It looks-
I would
yeah.
actually seriously go for one of those because I love the styling of it. I love the looks. It's
And
almost
from-
like
and
that
from-
shooting brake.
It
wagon.
is. It is.
And they actually got a decent motor, and you could get those manual.
Yeah.
And from
you
and
could
from
get the
what,
manual.
and from what I've read, the people that have them fucking love
Love
them.
them. Absolutely love them.
And the
it's
other
a
thing I
shame
saw
they
today
didn't-
was an older generation R8, but when it went by, I couldn't hear the exhaust, so I couldn't tell you what it had. But then, as I'm on my way to Chick-fil-A to get some of the Lord's chicken for lunch, somebody blows a left turn across a protected left arrow as I'm going through the same intersection, and their passenger flips me off like I'm the one that did something wrong by going straight through the intersection on a green light.
Why, Brian? It's because you have one leg.
Must
They
be.
do. They
It
do.
must be.
They do.
They must be racist.
Were you driving the Ultima?
No, I was in my car.
I was gonna say otherwise, they knew Ultima Energy.
Well, no, because if it was Mad Ultimate Energy, I would have just fucking floored it and hit him.
Oh gosh, there's one running around here with a eBay bolt-on Need for Speed spoiler and
Do you seen that one?
super
I have got
super
to see that.
clappy exhaust. Blah 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 blah.
I have
White
not seen.
coupe.
Yeah.
I have not. Okay, that car right there, the Ultima Coupe, is
when
the.
it's going
It is
down
the
road,
ultimate
the spoiler
encompassment
is
of
literally
big
going
Ultima energy. Yeah,
flapping like
but
that.
the Ultima Coupe is the ultimate big Ultima energy.
Yeah.
It's actually small Ultima Energy, but really that car is really the answer to the question that nobody fucking asked.
Can we make an Ultima even worse? The old Ultimas were amazing. Let's make the new Ultima suck even more. Hey, let's take two of the doors off and make it even
Ugly.
more.
Oh, okay. I think I don't know. I didn't stop and ask particulars, but I saw a early 2000s beat to absolute Nikes beige Chevy Silverado. No front bumper, no rear bumper, no tailgate. The license plate was zip tied to the frame. It was beat to hell and had a big fat intercooler sticking out the front grill. Outside of everything. I
Okay.
was curious. It's the only time I saw it, though, but I'm trying to think. I've had to do a lot of Ocala trips, too, and I haven't really got to see anything super duper cool. I saw another Kona N the other day. I read one.
I love those Kona ends.
I do too.
And again, we
Oh,
have to say a very sad
Veloster N
is
going bye-bye.
And I'm very sad about that because if I was gonna upgrade from the Focus, I was either gonna look for a new Veloster N or a Golf R, and that but it's just, I'd have to go with the Elantra N, which I still fucking love. I love them.
Him with a Golf R. We've seen how his maintenance schedule is on a Focus.
I'm getting older, man. So trust me, I love my Recaros, but my back hurts a lot.
I've seen how you don't take care of your cars, and you having a modern German car without a warranty. Bad idea.
I take care of the Focus.
We go a couple thousand miles
No, that's
a week over oil change intervals.
That was only one time. That's because I was super fucking broke.
I just forgot
I'm
my other thing.
actually about to
How
do
are they?
another oil change, even though I have 1,000 miles to go. I'm still about to do one. Just trust me. There was a time period of it was, hey, am I gonna eat or change the oil? I'm gonna eat. Eat. I'm gonna eat.
Your car's gonna remember that shit.
That's why.
Your car's
That's
gonna
why I sold
remember
off a lot of shit. Made it better. So we're good. We're good. No, Sabrina's starting to change now. Hopefully that's Friday. I'm gonna get paid. God damn, man. Her car's asshole for that. Do you realize it's like 9 quarts of oil? Yeah, so it's like a $90 fucking oil change. Whether we take it someplace or do it ourselves, it's still a fucking $90 fucking oil change.
Yeah, for the cost of an oil. Yes, I can change my own oil. I don't. Because for the cost. For what it costs me.
$5 more, I don't have to fucking
Yeah,
pull
for what
a you and dump it all on the back of my car.
For
Sorry, Dan. Sorry. I know, you looked at me in disappointment with that. I'm sorry.
He wasn't mad. He was just disappointed, which is somehow
Still
so
haven't
much
put
worse.
the seats back in my car. I'm enjoying it too much. I honestly, and I never thought I'd be like one of them plebs and say I enjoy the weight reduction, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the sound a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he doesn't have the crotch critters in it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Just keeping the seat. Oh, you just reminded me that was my car spot. Okay,
Cross critters?
yes. On my way home yesterday, I saw one of those new Mazda CX-50 SUVs. Holy shit, that thing's gorgeous.
Yes.
And this guy, I don't know if they come like this or not, but it had all-terrain BF Goodrich tires on it, and it looked like it was kind of lifted. And I loved it.
I'm
It was-
guessing he put those on there.
Oh my gosh, it looked beautiful. And it was like that dark gray that Mazda does. And ooh, that's a gorgeous SUV.
yeah.
I love that. That's from the pictures I saw, the concept, I knew I was going to like it, but in person, it looks sporty as hell. It
Well-
almost looks like it has a wide body on
Well,
it.
it's even like the new like CX-9s and all that stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
well, I mean, they still look like my principal has one, and they are a lot better than like when like the CX-7s and all that came out.
That's why I like
They
my
look
generation in
really-
CX-5. When they
Yeah,
like,
oh,
I like that
yes.
that body styling,
Yes,
that generation. They did
actually
such a good
look
job.
because they don't just look like a crossover or an SUV. It looks like a lifted up like Speed 3.
And we also finally had our first failure of a part on the CX-5.
Was it my water pump?
No, the center console wouldn't shut.
Oh,
So, most, brands, you have to buy the entire center console lid.
Mhm.
So, I went in with that energy. And, I have the Grand Touring, it's got the Napa leather. So, it was $480. And the guy, I called Mazda, and he's like, why do you need that? And I'm like, it won't close. And he goes, just get the latch then. I'm like, it's separate? He goes, yeah, man, I'll even tell you how to take it out. He said it's $5 and it'll take you 5 minutes.
nice.
You don't even have to take the center console lid out of the car.
Nice.
And it took 5 minutes with one screwdriver to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's one thing I miss. And like I said, me growing up, my first cars were, like I said, the first cars that we had, the cars that were available to us were early 80s and 70s cars. Those are the cars that were super cheap that anybody could afford, like with a few bucks in his pocket could afford one of those cars.
Oh, that was also me and Dan growing up too. I mean,
But that's
You could get everything then, not full. You have to get full assemblies of so much shit.
But that's what I liked about those cars from that area, particularly the Japanese cars, was how serviceable they were.
right. And I think that's what really got me towards Japanese cars too.
they weren't disposable units. It was you were able to service anything and everything.
Oh,
Well,
but
it
does
wouldn't-
that go to the die-hard Toyota Camry roots of it being an appliance?
What I mean is you can still service just about anything.
Yeah.
But it's almost like those cars of that area, and particularly the Japanese cars, part of the design process of when they were actually putting this thing together, of where they put things, was with serviceability in mind.
Yeah, it
was like,
thinking of
okay,
maintenance in mind.
We're going to build this car, we're going to put it together, but we also need to take it apart.
I think Chris would have a lot of input on that. Especially, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially now, like, absolutely sucks.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
okay. Like back in the day, like I said, the first two cars that I had was the '76 Celica and a '74 Mustang 2 Fastback. I had to change the starter in my Mustang 2 Fastback. Step one: loosen the engine mounts and lift the engine. I'm a high school kid that weighs 140 pounds. I'm working on my back in my fucking driveway, actually under the concrete floor of my barn. I don't have an engine hoist. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not putting the thing up on jacks. Da, 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 da. So I started looking because when you pull the starter out, you can get to the bolts. Granted, now to get to the top bolt, you had to use a really long extension, go in from the front, but you could get the bolt out and you could disconnect all the electrical, and it looks like that starter would just pull and drop out. Anything interesting?
Might have been Cody, actually.
So,
Fan.
but it won't come out that hole. To get that thing out without lifting the engine, I ultimately kind of figured out, it's like, well, it might go straight out this way. I had to unbolt the steering rack.
25 feet. Calling the cops. Sorry.
I had to unbolt the steering rack and literally pull the steering rack forward and down, slip the starter out. On my Celica, I never had to change the starter in that one. But that one, 2 bolts, one nut and 1 plug, right in your hand.
Well, it's like now with, who I work for. So if we have, let's say, a car that comes in with a transmission that has a bad clutch band, do we replace the clutch band or just the whole transmission?
Transmission.
Exactly. That's how all of that is now. It's whole assemblies.
So speaking of that, not so much as an assembly issue, but as a parts availability issue,
That's gotten a lot better lately, actually. Thank God.
a 21 GT California Special was experiencing torque converter shudder. Now, this was the diagnosis that I ended up giving it after looking at injectors and coil packs and all that kind of stuff. And, of course, it was when they first mentioned the symptoms, I'm like, oh, it sounds like converter shudder. Well, converters have been backordered nationwide. So to fix the converter shudder, they ended up replacing the whole transmission because the transmissions came with a converter. And they could get one of those in a reasonable time.
I have a steering column on back order right
Yeah.
now for a car that, like they say, isn't made yet. There's no part number. I said, how are they coming in the cars then?
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to do the back car now. It's approached that time. So
Indeed
you
it
go over
is.
here and make this slideshow go away and make this one come up. Mike, do you want to tote your booty on over here,
Yep,
honey?
that's what I'm doing. Oh, my butt's numb.
Do you say your butt smells? I'm sorry.
No, numb.
Ooh,
Oh, we haven't done it.
grab the right.
No, we have not done
frickin'
one.
fix.
So what we have here is a 1971 Porsche 914. Location is Westchester, Pennsylvania. 4,000 miles shown. Total mileage unknown.
Whoa!
Probably been rolled over. When you hear the kind of the rest of it, you'll probably
Okay.
figure that it's been rolled. Oh no, it's definitely been rolled. I think. No, wait a minute. That was another car.
Had
that I
a
looked at.
restoration.
No, there was
then.
another car that I looked at that was 220 something thousand miles. So 1.7 liter flat 4, side shifter, 5-speed manual transaxle.
Do some schmook season.
Yellow
Okay,
paint, black
so maybe
vinyl,
this-
Fuchs style 15-inch wheels, dual Weber carburetors.
Oh yeah, that thing's got.
It's pop-up lights, has removable roof panel, 4-wheel disc brakes, and service records.
Still in good shape though.
So this Porsche 914 is finished in lemon yellow over black vinyl and is powered by a 1.7 liter flat 4 paired with a 5-speed manual transaxle. The car was refurbished under previous ownership with work that included replacing the floor pans, suspension consoles, which I'm guessing is going to be all the pickup points,
Yeah.
and rocker panels, as well as repairing corrosion, rebuilding the engine and
Looks kinda
transmission,
cheap, too.
and repainting the body. It has fog lights, removed roof panel, pop-up lights. This 914 was required by the current owner in October 2021 and is now offered on dealership consignment with service records, historical photos, and Pennsylvania title.
Oh,
The car was originally finished in lemon yellow.
That's good.
The
Very clean, though.
restoration work was done in 2009 by Air Cooled Racing of Wellsville, Pennsylvania. Again, like it says, floors, rear suspension consoles, rocker panels, heater tubes, sail panels, as well as corrosion in the firewall, footwells, and taillights around,
Mhm.
and rear trunk floor. Additional work consisted of replacing the windshield and the window and door seals,
Car's in
along
great
with
shape,
refurbishing the door latch and window mechanisms.
I don't know what this.
There's a little bit of corrosion on the front bumper.
914s have boomed over the last year.
They have,
They have.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because all the other air-cooled 911s have just gone freaking nuts,
Yeah,
and even
and it's
912s, even 4-cylinder 912s
Oh
have
yeah,
gone insane.
it's funny. You used to be able to get 914s. People were trying to fucking pay you to take them,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very clean. Very
15-inch spook style alloy wheels have black accents and are mounted with 195/65 Hankook Optimo tires. Stopping power is provided by a 4-wheel disc brakes. Replacement master cylinder, brake rotors, and pads have been installed and the calipers rebuilt.
Volkswagen Werk made in Germany.
Trying to see if there's anything else. The pedal cluster has been
Could've done a little
refurbished. The
better
radio does
taping
not
off the
work.
number plates.
The radio does not work, and close-up images blemishes are provided in the gallery. There's quite a few pictures on this thing.
I mean, I have all this stuff.
VDO instrumentation, 7,000 RPM tach, 120 mile an hour speedometer. Probably optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, they're the
But
Ford Man's
I'm-
Ford.
But
I'm
those cars are stupid lightweight.
Well, and the thing is too is they have the poor man's Porsche, but they have gone to not be the poor man's Porsche
However,
anymore. But
Those are not rear engine.
no, they're
Those are
mid-engine.
mid-engine.
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were the first production mid-engine vehicle in Europe.
I believe
It
so.
might have. I think the Mira takes that title.
Yeah,
I think the Mira.
Yeah,
I think the Mira takes that
I think
title.
you're right. Yep.
Speaking of, what an absolute gorgeous piece of
Can we
car
also
those
say
are.
really quick while we're just like side tangent really quick? Mirror has fake tailpipes, by the way.
Yeah,
like,
I
if
saw
you
that.
realize that when the clamshell goes away, like it's not connected.
Mhm.
It's,
Yeah, because if they were connected, they would crash into each other.
Yeah. Anyway.
The 1.7 liter flat 4 was rebuilt by Air Cooled Racing with work including new pistons, cylinders, camshaft, lifters, and bearings, as well as refurbishing the cylinder heads and installing dual Weber carburetors and a heavy duty oil pump. Transax was also refurbished with replacement synchronizers and seals, as well as converted to use a later style shift mechanism.
Well, that's nice.
And it has a classic vehicle brand on the Pennsylvania title. So, and then there's a shit ton of photos of it. And I gave you 20 of them
I
there.
don't.
25,000.
See, I
Yeah, that's
don't.
one of my favorite things. How they did that, the brace bar with the carburetors, so everything would move
Yeah,
together. That was
but
nice.
like,
Dude,
I
you'd be
remember when these
surprised.
things were, a good one was going for like $5,000. Like you.
Yeah, a really nice one could be had for $5,000 or less.
I mean, honestly, this one is really nice too. So
So,
Well, I mean, like I said, if they went that deep into it doing the metal repair, then this thing was most likely, and with the new windshield, this thing was a glass out.
no, and I can see it's kind of a detail job, like making the outside look probably better than it is. The only damage I can really see is just in the front bumper.
Yeah.
And the underside, it doesn't look like there's any visible leaks. Excuse me.
Jesus Christ, you take that shit out.
Yeah, sorry. There's no visible leaks. The car looks like it was very well
Yeah.
restored.
So
And because of 914 market, I'm gonna go 25,000.
so I'm not up to date on all
I'm
that.
so upset on the-
I'm
They could have taped that off.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing that irritates the fuck out of me.
I'm just gonna go.
And they're
off
not even special rivets. They could have literally drilled the rivets, pulled the plates off, and then put the rivets back on.
yeah.
So,
Because at this point, the plates being off the car for restoration really doesn't matter. And there's
And
already
with how
there's
well
already-
they're making the restoration
and
look,
there's already been a
you know?
court case on just that sort of thing where a guy, I forgot what state it was, had a classic Corvette, but because the car was restored, the number plates were taken off for the restoration and put back on.
yeah.
There was a whole thing about whether the car was stolen or this and that, and he finally ended up getting his car back and getting everything sorted out. So now there's precedent that, yeah, if you're restoring a car, you can pop the plates off and put the plates back on it. Just don't put the plates on a different vehicle, because that's still illegal as fuck and just wrong.
I'm gonna go. And it probably sounds low. I don't know the market. I'm just going off of what it is. I'm gonna say 14.5. And I know that's probably really low and what. 14.5.
17 grand.
Fair enough. I was
And
thinking
it is
20
actually,
and I went a
it
little
must
high.
have been a little bit of a weird week on Bring a Trailer, because I saw an ERA Replicas GT.
Do we know what that Pontiac 5 went for?
The Vibe hasn't sold yet.
Last I saw it was sitting, when Dan sent us the link, it was sitting at $5,000.
Yeah.
But I saw this week in the auctions when I was rolling through, there was an ERA Replicas GT40 that was used at the Pond Rock Racing School.
Yeah,
It went for like
almost
300,
400K.
almost 400 grand.
What about the
But
Land
then
Cruiser?
I also saw a 240Z. I didn't open up the auction and look at it, but I saw 240Zs, two of them that sold for less than 20 grand.
Did you see the Land Cruiser?
No.
You gotta come over here. Look at this bitch. Sorry guys, we're gonna end the stream in just a minute. I just gotta show Brian this Land Cruiser. 97, I think, Toyota Land Cruiser. U.S. Land Cruiser.
Oh, Hot Wheels finds. They ain't really been dick out there, but last week I picked up a S2000 with a hardtop, and just yesterday I managed to find a McLaren F1 GTLM.
Oh, is it under the popular maybe?
So this would be what, an 80 or a 90?
The 97, here it is.
No, I'm talking about FJ80, FJ90.
Oh, FJ80. FJZ80.
I actually have a Hot Wheels of an FJ80.
Look what it sold for.
What the fuck? How many miles are on that thing?
13,000, but still.
Okay, well, still, god damn.
Yeah.
Bring a trailer as a site for money laundering. Fuck you guys.
135K.
Ooh, scroll back up a little bit. Renault R5. Scroll back up again. Ferrari 365 Competizione Coupe. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I did see a plastic
Oh,
bumper.
oh.
I did see a plastic bumper C3 today. Had to have been like a 79 or 80. It was red, a bit gaudy, but I'm like, well, I guess it's kind of cool.
See, what? What?
Bring a
Right.
trailer is a site for money laundering. That's all there is to it.
Before we get killed by the FBI, guys, we'll be back in a few weeks. Have a great night, everybody.
Hold on. Just for what you were saying, it was a 13,000 mile FJZ80, FJX80 that was
Land
it went
Cruiser.
for $135,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
What the fuck?